Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum, Solana and Sui price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start with Ethereum here, where we have a potential 1-2 and a 1-2 on the all-time history, of course. This wave 2 is a WX and a Y, followed by, of course, a double 1-2, and we're moving, of course, toward the upside here in a possibility for a new all-time high in a very high um, prices. Of course, that it might unfold a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. So this possibility is still there, of course, since we are still in a valid 1-2 over there after double 1-2. No invalidation is taken, and we're still seeking a signal of strength to push for higher. Now, a deeper correction or a longer correction, I would say, in time can unfold here a triangle. Of course, the triangle is as following: A, B, C, D, and an E. And of course, this is called a barrier triangle, where your wave B here is, of course, and the wave D are, of course, on one line sided, I would say. And then, of course, you might seek after a triangle as an A, B, C, D, and an E here, and then pushing for higher again. However, if this is the scenario, well, the wave E is yet, of course, unfolding. If we get one more low, then we might expect something to push for higher again, as, of course, a triangle here, A, B, C, and the wave D there, and a wave E, and pushing for higher. If we dive deeper, of course, as the possibility for this double 1-2 is higher right now, since we are looking at a 1-2, another 1-2 here, and we're looking here if this diagonal will play as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 continuation toward the upside. So if we are in a 1-2 here and we're looking for higher, you want to break, of course, the 1-to-1 fib level as an ABC here, in case we are not corrective and we push for lower. That means, of course, a deeper correction as a wave E in a triangle might be playing before we push for higher. However, we have to test, of course, the 1-to-1 fib level as an ABC first, and we'll see the reaction over there, what it's gonna be. Are we gonna drop or are we gonna push for higher? Now, my highest possibility is, of course, continuation towards the upside on the 1 hour chart here, where we have a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1 or wave A. This complex structure, of course, tells us that something is very corrective without, of course, breaking the 0.786, and start to see, of course, another impulse as a wave 1 here potentially, and of course a 1-2 again. And then currently we're unfolding several 1-2s or multiple 1-2s to push for higher here for Ethereum. Now, basically, if this is a 1-2 for the wave 2 here, is of course a very complex structure in sideways, and we got another smaller 1-2 and another 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. On the 15-minute chart, you can see, of course, that this 1-2 and the wave 3 is unfolding within a wave 4 without invalidation yet. But of course, be careful. If the invalidation is taken, then of course this means something else is unfolding. Now, confirmation for higher has been given and taken, and we saw, of course, higher prices, but we would like to see continuation. Now, if this confirmation for higher is taken right now, it is a confirmation for lower, meaning if we take a little bit lower prices here at 3064 or 65, that means, of course, it might be something else unfolding here as an ABC. So we gotta be careful with it as well, that this scenario also is still there, can be, of course, very likely in ABC or WX and Y. Both are the same case, and that means, of course, dropping down. Now, if we drop down, that means, of course, also very likely to be in kind of like potential triangle here, and then pushing even for lower prices after it. So we gotta be careful, of course, with this area. You would like to see continuation toward the upside, taking the high again, and continue the trend, of course, for several 4, 5, 4, and a 5. Yep, so these are the possibilities for Ethereum. Now let's move to Solana. For Solana as well, we are looking here at the 4 hours chart to our leading diagonal as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Potential leading diagonal as a wave 1. And this, of course, overlapping structure is very corrective. The only impulse that you have in this structure is over there, where you might have finished, of course, a wave 3, in case you are in a 1, 2, 3 here, and you're looking for a wave 4 in the magenta, which is of course an A, B, and a C probably, and then pushing lower for wave 5. However, if you take a look at the wave 2 and already the wave 4 is a very, very huge time here, of course, spent for this wave 4 in alternation, of course, for wave 2, reducing so much the possibility of such a case scenario and giving highest possibility for an ABC here, potentially finished even in an ending diagonal, meaning this 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 can be finished already in an ending diagonal here, and we are looking, of course, for a finished wave C, therefore. So this is my highest possibility, unless, of course, something else is unfolding, but I doubt it. Meaning, of course, yeah, this can be like double 1, 2, and then, sorry, double 1, 2 here, and then this is your wave 3 there, and then 4, 5, 4, 5. But this, even if this is happening, again, the timing for this wave 2 here as alternation is very, very far. And that means, of course, this structure has been finished as an ABC over there, hitting the 0.786 highest possibility, and we are seeking for something toward the upside. On the 1 hour chart, we can see, of course, a leading diagonal unfolding here as a potential wave 1. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here. Now, the wave 5 didn't took yet the 1-to-1. It was very, very close, but it didn't took it. I already, of course, inspected this before doing the analysis, but here we go. I'm going to show you also the wave 5 as a diagonal. It was very close, of course, for the 1-to-1 fib level, but did not took it yet, meaning it's a valid diagonal here and can be a wave 1, and we're looking for a wave 2 here. Minimum target $128, 0.38, that it might be unfold as a ABC here and then pushing for higher again. On the 15-minute chart, we can see as well that this structure is somehow a little bit, a little bit noisy, taking the 886 over there, and you cannot really count something impulsive there. I see something very, very complex. It might be a W, an X, and a wave Y here for a wave 2, and then starting to push for higher later on. Yep, so to be watched, of course, is exactly the 0.38. Now, if the price continue to move and to push for higher, well, something else definitely is unfolding, but it might be, of course, confirmation for higher prices. And that means, of course, something else is unfolding, meaning a finished wave 2 very fast and aggressive, and then starting the push toward the upside directly. This happens normally, of course, after diagonals. Leading diagonals can be a shallow and fast wave 2, and then, of course, continuation for the wave 3 toward the upside. So we're going to see, of course, what's going to be the case for Solana. Now, the final one that we have here is SUI. SUI is showing a very nice price action, very impulsive and very clear. Now, after we finish here this structure on the 4-hour chart, where you have a potential 1, 2, and you're looking for a possible wave 3. In case we are looking for this wave 4 still, well, I doubt it a little bit again because of the time for this wave 4. It doesn't reflect anyway any kind of a wave 2 over there. This is a very long time. Now, it can be, of course, a structure in between to separate, of course, this move down and then having B and a C potentially in case we are bearish. However, if this is going to happen even, that means, of course, we're still looking for higher prices. And these higher prices, of course, are in the following, at least in a wave 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, in case we are very bullish, because this is your low over there. And we are looking here at the wave 2, taking the 886, but not taking the low. Now, of course, not invalidated, but reduce the possibility a little bit. If this is an A, B, and a C, then we're looking for the 1-to-1 fib level. 1.83 dollar for SUI, that it might reach, of course, an ABC, at least in a 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5, which I suggest that it might even break above it. Now, if we reach this and we break above the 1-to-1 fib level and we continue for really impulsive structure here, well, then, okay, we might count this as a 1, 2 in the yellow, wave 3, 4, and a 5 continuation toward the upside. In case we reach a wave C here as an ABC, well, then we drop down, of course, And we have a structure in between as a bridge, of course, W, X, and Y, or ABC toward the downside. Another thing here to mention on the 1 hour chart is that this double impulses here, or double 1 2s, we're looking already for the 1.618 taken from the 1, 2, and of course having the 1.618 as of course a perfect fib level for wave 3. Currently, I'm looking for this wave 4 in the blue scenario and in the testing area. Perfect fib level 0.23 and 0.38 for these prices there. And we're looking for the time. Don't forget the time is very essential based on the wave 2 here. We're looking for a little bit of ranging here. It might be, of course, a triangle since the wave 2 is deep. I'm looking for something sideways and then pushing for higher again for SOE. So yeah, it might take a little bit time here before we push for higher again as well. So very nice for the altcoins. All of them shows still, of course, higher prices potentials. Now it can still be a huge correction or a like a bridge in between double structure to push for lower later on. But if we break this level, then okay, we are set for an impulse and for a bull run potentially here for the altcoins. That was it for Ethereum, Solana, and Sui. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye.